Hey gang, this is Andy from the Facebook Live TV show, and I'm looking in the wrong camera, the wrong lens. Hey, I am here in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I've been so busy that I have not had a chance. This is my view. We're 33 stories up at the Aston, and a couple things I wanted to share with you, and I think are pretty important to remind you all, especially those of you that are like struggling to, just to keep going, I guess, in some aspects. If you've, decided that you want to try this entrepreneur thing, or you want to try this public speaking thing, or, creating a product, whatever that is, doing your Facebook Lives to share your message and that kind of stuff, and you're struggling, and it's time consuming, and it's sometimes hard to come up with the ideas and that kind of stuff. And I've been listening to a few things and had the opportunity to read a couple things that I think are really important to remember, because I do the same thing. I mean, there's times where, I've got things going on with the kids or the divorce or whatever's going on. I just cannot even imagine getting on and going live. And I know that I've talked about this before, but one of the things, and this is kind of scary, but it rings true, and this comes from the very old and wise Ed Sheeran, who is being interviewed by Howard Stern. But this has also come up by other people that are far older than Ed Sheeran. But Ed Sheeran has success. He has slept on couches. He's been homeless. He's where he just like doesn't have the means or the money to support himself, but yet he just continued on his path that he knew that he was going to be an artist. Now I know I'm breaking one of my rules and having backlighting there, but I just wanted y'all to see the view. But one thing he said while being interviewed was that the only people that he's seen fail in his business, in the music business, are those people that have a plan B. And I was reminded, I don't know who I was listening to that said it, but this other person, and some of you may ring a bell and you may know who I'm talking about, spoke either from stage or in a book saying that when you are committed to something, you have to be all in. You have to be completely in and just so focused, so dead zero focused on that thing, and even to the point of planning, journaling, and putting everything you have into it as if there is no plan B. And so when he made that statement, he actually was on the show, on Howard's show last Wednesday. It's really good to listen. And he's what is he, 27, something like that. But he just talked about that. He was determined to be an artist, a music artist, and that he wanted to do this one thing, and there wasn't a plan B for him. And there were times when he felt like giving up, and then something would happen to trigger something in him that said, this is possible. I do have something special. I do have something to share with people. And that could be you, right? Like that thing. Maybe it needs to be tweaked, maybe it needs to be refined. Maybe you need to sit down and really plan it out a little bit better. And I'm guilty of that, where I have an idea and I just jump in without a real plan, without a map. And maybe that's the thing that's going to allow you to carry on. So I was encouraged again by that statement. And here I am in Honolulu, Hawaii, and that brings me to this. I'm just I can see Pearl Harbor from here. It's off in the distance there. And I'm also watching the show, and I don't know why. I was watching the show on TLC. Now I forgot what it was called, but something about Body Bazaar or something like that. I don't know if that's on TLC or on the Discovery Channel or whatever it is. But watching a couple of these things. Oh, and I was watching Hoarder, Buried Alive Hoarder, and I've had to deal with hoarders in my career as a police officer. And I think of all the other ways I could be living than how I'm living now, with 5 kids, living in Brea, California, maybe struggling from time to time to make the mortgage and that kind of stuff here and there. But I'm not in any of their situation, which is, thank God, and God bless them that that they get better, get healthy. And you can see some of these people struggling mentally, struggling with just laziness, whether they were born with it or it's a mental condition, or they've just given up, right? And I look at those things, those situations, and I am so thankful for the opportunities that I've been given. But one of those one of the reasons is because I surely have been close to homelessness. I've surely been there, and one of them was the just the determination to not be homeless. Right? Determination to, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this work. And here I find myself on the 33rd floor in a hotel that's being paid for by the government in this case, and being paid a good sum of money for every hour that I'm here. Right now, talking to you, I'm being paid by the government to be here talking to you, a fairly decent figure. And it's only because of the determination I had to become the best in what I'm doing right now, and that is speaking on things related to dogs, police dogs, detection dogs, and that kind of stuff. And so whatever that is, but I just became determined. I remember as a young police officer, canine handler, I would take my own personal vehicle on my own time and drive to other states to learn how to be a better police dog handler and a better dog trainer. I was spending my own money. I was paying for my own hotels. I remember trying to get my first customer, and I had one in Malibu who wanted a dog that I could find from Europe. And I remember after finding that dog, I would drive to his home in Malibu just to make $100. Just to make $100. It cost me probably, what was it, probably $30 in gas at the time to get down there, and then I'd eat lunch, and then by the time I'd get home, I maybe would have an extra $15 from that entire trip. But what I had of more value was the experience. I had, I had gone far and above and beyond to meet the needs of a customer, and saw what the benefits were that he would recommend me to somebody else. And it's those things, right? It's not giving up. It's going above and beyond, putting all your energy into it. And sometimes it's misguided, right? Sometimes you'll be misguided in some aspect, and you'll do something that you think is going to be a payoff or well worth it, and it's not. But there's going to be a couple of those goose eggs once in a while, and don't let those few goose eggs hold you back and stop you. And again, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to show you that here I am in Honolulu in a hotel that I'm not paying for, and getting paid at this moment to be here talking to you. As a matter of fact, I got paid to sleep in this morning. I got paid. I'm going to get paid I got paid to walk around the town here and experience some new experiences. But it didn't start there, right? I didn't start there. I started with driving my own personal vehicle, the police dog in a crate, spending my own money to learn how to be a police dog trainer and handler. I also worked for people for free. I worked for a couple trainers for free. I would drive out about 45 minutes away from my home to a police dog training facility, and I would be used and abused. I would be bit. I'd come home bleeding. Sometimes I'd break bones, and I wasn't getting paid. I did that for years, and that's why I'm here today. That's why I'm in this place right now. Sometimes those things happen overnight. Sometimes you're Ed Sheeran, that at 27, you're making millions and millions of dollars, where only maybe 4 years ago he was essentially sleeping on people's couches because he could not afford. He talked of a story that he got invited to a movie star's house, and now it's the name's escaping me. Fox is his last name. He's an actor. Somebody help me. Can't think of his name. Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx saw him and liked Ed Sheeran's music. And where Ed Sheeran was, he got paid $800 for being there. He had sold his CDs, like $10 CDs, made $800 from that gig. Jamie Foxx invited him to his house. And so he thought, well, I'm in Los Angeles, so how far can Jamie Foxx live from here? It must be close, maybe, a $20 cab ride. Well, it turns out that Jamie Foxx lived 2 hours away from the venue where he was playing. He took the cab ride, and the bill the bill was $900. Remember, he made $800. He was $100 short. He had to borrow money from Jamie Foxx to pay for the hotel or pay for the cab, and didn't have any money for food and couldn't pitch in for food at Jamie Foxx's house. And it's those times, it's those things where you're thinking, here I thought I made a little extra money, and it cost you, right? But the experience of being at Jamie Foxx's house, the connections, the things that he got introduced to, led to something else. And that's what I'm talking about, that whatever it is you're going through now, the heartaches, the hard times, the difficulties of pursuing your passion, will pay off. It'll pay off in spades, right? It'll be paid off in being invited. And I've heard some amazing things lately, and I'm not going to tell you them because it would sound really bad coming from me. But people have been saying things about me to me about what they've read, you know, the testimonies from other people that they've given them, and it's embarrassing. But it didn't come easy. It wasn't that I was born, you know, a dog expert. It took years of experience and heartache and blood and broken bones. Dean Renfro, Dean, I saw that you posted a question on in a private message, and now I already forgot what it was. The event went well. I'm here speaking. I was a consultant on a dog issue, and so I was at the attorney's office yesterday talking to a group of about 6 attorneys. We also went to the site where some the activity, the search took place at a U.S. Postal Office, so we went there and examined the area. Got to run around by some people, so it was pretty awesome. So it was worth it. It was I flew down here, worked for 2 hours, and the rest I've been off. But like I said, there's a lot of good that comes out of taking your time sometimes and putting in your time, bleeding. Maybe not making any money, and then it will all come. But not having a plan B. That was how I started this whole thing. Is that if you have a plan B, then you'll take plan B. When it gets hard, you'll go to plan B. And it's tough. And I'm not sure that I want to maybe even tell you that that's what you need to do. You need to make that decision, not to have a plan B. But that discussion that I heard in that interview saying, you know, the only people that he's seen fail are those that have a plan B. Everybody that he knows that didn't have a plan B is successful. He's talking about people like Adele and himself and some other people. So I thought that it was worth sharing. Sorry about my hand here. Let's see, what else did you have to say there? Everything worth doing costs something. You have to pay that price. Yes, Dean. Dean is so full of wise words. God, I love that guy. All right, Robin Phillips. Hey, my brother. I know. I think I owe you some things. I think a testimonial of some sort and some other stuff. I am a horrible friend, and I am sorry, but I'm here to tell the world. I'm telling 1.7, maybe it's 8 billion people now on Facebook. I'm telling them that I'm a horrible friend. That you and John McCabe have asked for testimonials for me, and I have not done it. And I'm so proud of you too, and thanks for being proud of the stuff. It really, a lot of it's thanks to you, and you know that. And here I am not giving you what you asked for, and that's a stupid testimonial. I can sit here and do these Facebook Lives, but I have not given you a testimonial. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get off my fat ass, and I'm going to do it for you. So there was one other thing I want to tell you, and now you made me forget because now I'm feeling guilty about not doing that testimonial. Gosh darn it, there was one really important thing. Well, in the meantime, I'm looking down, and I've never been to Honolulu. It's a lot like Los Angeles. Here, I'll show you again. So for those of you that are looking for a tropical island, don't come to downtown Honolulu, because it looks like this. And right outside my door are a lot of homeless people. And I was thinking, if I was going to be homeless, I think that I would choose to be homeless in Hawaii, in Honolulu. But I just choose not to be homeless. How about that? My wife thinks you sound like George Clooney. I know. Sorry, Bruce. I get that a lot. A lot. Oh, good to see you, your ugly mug. Thank you. What was I going to tell you? Oh, I was going to tell you that the older women here, the women in their 60s, 70s, 80s that are walking around in the streets of Hawaii, they don't know road rules. Right? You can walk down the sidewalk, and I'm moving over to the right because that's what you're supposed to do, right? Road rules on the sidewalk. And they move over, and they'll run right into you. I don't know what it is. That you're like a magnet. And they will not, they just look like through you and just keep walking. They know over the years of being road rule-less that a younger person will get out of the way out of respect, I think it is. And they don't care. They'll rock right into you. They don't budge. They don't budge. They're crazy women. All right. All good. Okay. Jacob Richards, Brown Fathers says hi. Brown Fathers. Oh my gosh. Somebody please send me a private message, and I need to be reminded. Jacob Richards. Brown Father says hi. It is Hawaii. Yeah. The homeless group are the Plan B group. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's their plan B. Like, if I give, I'm gonna live out on whatever I beg for that day, that food. Feathers. Oh, brown feathers. I'm sure that'll make sense to me when I get off there, Jacob. Okay, now I can't remember what that other thing. I saw Justine Gronwald here. Some of you know Justine from the communities that we're all involved in, many of us. And Justine's here in Hawaii. She lives here in Hawaii. Grew up, raised raised and bred. Is that correct? We had a good talk. She had a conference call today about a project working with wine. I hope that's okay to put that out there. But she's incredible. She does so many things. She is amazing, all the things that she's doing. She picked me up last night. She was my Uber. We went to Waikiki, went to dinner, and met some friends of hers. It was a fabulous time. And we went to the Grand Hawaiian, I think it's called. Fantastic place. Now that was beautiful. It smelled. If you go to Waikiki, expect some odor, but they say it's because of the stagnant water in the bay, and it smells. So I've not had a lot of great things to say about Honolulu and about Waikiki, but I love it. I'm having a great time. The food, I'm eating at this place. I've eaten this place twice in the morning. You can see the video of the fried oyster Benedict I had yesterday. Amazing. This morning I had a kimchi Bloody Mary. I'll post that and show you a little picture of it. Hey, Rebecca, I see you traveling all over the place. Rebecca, too. You guys are all over the place. Are you in New Zealand now? Because weren't you here in California or something like that, Rebecca? Love seeing you guys getting around and the smiles on your face and the awesomeness of what it is you're doing. Yes, Justine, she has an amazing story. Yes, she has an amazing story. We had such a good time last night, laughed our butts off. And I wish I could share some of the things that we talked about, but it was funny. We're still texting each other today, laughing about some of the stuff that happened last night. It's amazing what a little sake will do. Lots of travels. Yes, Rebecca, you guys have been all over the place. I wish I could remember my third item. It wasn't as incredible as not having a plan B. So my recommendation, again, the great philosopher Ed Sheeran said the only people he's seen fail are those that have a plan B. I like that. I may adopt that as my own and put it down. But again, that'll be up to you. I'm not telling you to not have a plan B. You know, I think that a lot of parents teach their kids to have plan Bs in case it doesn't work out. But if you want to succeed, in that thing that you love and are motivated, sorry, I'm looking off in the thing, but there's so much to look at as things are going by, having a plan B sometimes becomes the parachute or the soft pillow that you're going to land in because you're afraid and you get scared. And you jump off the tracks of plan A and get on plan B, and now you're doing something that you don't like and you're miserable because now you're working for the man and not doing exactly what you want. All right, so that's it. If I remember that third thing, there was a really good third thing. It might have been just meeting with Justine and hearing her story again and talking about what it is that she's doing. She had a television show she was hosting, and now she's going in another direction because she has options. They're not plan Bs. They're all on the same thing of her being out there. She loves being on television. She loves being the host of her own television show. That is her plan. That is her plan A, and that's what she's doing. It's one of those steps has ended, and now she's on to the next step, on the next thing she wants to do. And she's creating stuff and doing stuff. She's modeling. She's doing all this stuff. She's an amazing woman. I'm not going to tell you how old she is, but she's older than me. Has a 35-year-old son, and you would think that she's 20. So I hope she doesn't mind me sharing that with you guys. But that's a fact. That's a fact of life. All right. So Dean and Rebecca and Bruce, tell your wife thank you. I just wish I looked like George Clooney. I'd rather look like George Clooney and sound like Mickey Mouse than sound like Mickey Mouse and then sound like George Clooney. I forgot what I was going to say. I'd rather look like George Clooney and sound like Mickey Mouse. There we go. That was what I wanted to say. That would look funny, but I would just never talk. Right? I'd just walk around like debonair and that I've arrived. But I probably would be rich and famous because I didn't have the voice. Who knows? All right. What else? What else is there? That's it. All right, you guys. Thank you for the likes and the hearts and all that kind of stuff. Make sure and stay tuned as I get back. I've been busy. Oh, I was just talking about the travel. I've been in Seattle. I then went to Kansas. And these are all back to back. I've not had any time to sit down and write any of the Facebook Lives or even get in the Create Launch of Profits. So those of you that are in those things, don't fear. I'll be back. I'm making notes. I'm journaling about what it is we're going to come back with. It's just when the opportunity calls for me to do what it is I'm selling, and that's being a consultant, and I'm going to get paid to do that. That's what I do. And my job now is to share how I did it with all of you and how you can benefit from some of the things that I learned, some of my failures. So when I get back, I have a little break, then I go to Tucson, Arizona, Seattle again. So it's all good, and I'm going to share with you how it all works and how it all comes together. It's writing the book, speaking on stage, getting leads, getting their information, building your list, all the things we've learned. It's all because of that, and what I learned from people like Robin Phillips. And thanks to Robin Phillips, he got me on the right track and got me connected. I saw, it was about Mike Koenig's thing. Oh my God, Mike Koenig's, watch the video. I shared it on my page, and he's in a new direction. He's doing some new stuff, and I know there's some things that have been happening in the community with Mike and some other members and that kind of stuff. It all happens to us. Don't. And Justine brought it up yesterday. Like, wow, there's some things going on. It's fantastic. Everybody can get angry once in a while. Everybody can have a bad day. But the content he's putting out, the things he's talking about being on stage. I'm going to be at Pam Hendrickson event on Thursday. I think it's this Thursday. I'll be at one of her events. I've been invited by her and Chris to be there, and I think I'll be speaking a little bit, or they'll be interviewing me or doing something. I don't know what I'm doing, but they asked me to do something and be there with them. So I think some people went to it on Monday. I would love to hear how it went last Monday. But watch Mike's stuff. Watch the video that he shot from his car about him and Lisa Sasevich and what it is they're doing. There's some free stuff they give away that's valuable. I've learned probably more using their free stuff than necessarily paying for the products that they sell. I hate to say it, but some of their free stuff is valuable. You don't want to miss it. So when they offer free stuff, get it. All right, I see I'm losing people. I'll talk to you later. I went off another tangent. I will see you when I get back to California, probably on Monday. We'll be going live and sharing some really, really important stuff that I've discovered besides not having a plan B. All right, hope this has been good for you. Thank you again to all of you that you're watching, and have a great, great day. All right, I will talk to you later. Bye.